In October of 2018, Update 23 Where Dragons Dwell added the Iron Hills and the Grey Mountains to the game. As Lord of the Iron Hills, Nine was responsible for protecting the Ironfold, but King Thorin Stonehelm had not heard from his brother in some time. When rumors of discord in the fold reached the king, he worried about the welfare of his people and of his son Durin, who he had sent to live among them. Thorin ordered Spall, his most trusted lore master, to investigate these rumors, though it was the Shalruka Keel who cemented the king's decision to recall his son to Erebor. So it was that Keel, Spall, and Othi begrudgingly journeyed towards the Iron Hills, unaware that their actions would be the catalyst that ultimately led the Dwarves to war. After arriving in the Iron Hills, Spall spotted many Easterlings traveling the roads. Curious about the influx of refugees, Spall made his way to Skald's Drop at the edge of the divide between the Iron Hills and the Eastern Lands. To his surprise, he found man and dwarf alike fleeing the east. The dwarves were of the Shalruka and would not speak of what drove them from their home. In search of answers, Spall then made his way to Utterby, a town founded by Dalemen in the heart of the Iron Hills. To his horror, he found the town had been taken over by armed Easterlings. Spall, who was worried about the fate of the men of Utterby, hurried on to Jarnfast to warn the Lord of the Iron Hills of what had transpired. Spall caught up to Othi and Keel upon his arrival in Jarnfast. After recounting the difficulties facing the Ironfold, Keel bid the dwarves farewell, and Spall entered the hold to report his findings to Nine. Othi, glad to be rid of the Shalruka, tracked Durin to a tavern where the young prince lay drunk upon a stone table. Durin's time in the Iron Hills had been mostly spent indoors by orders of the king, so the news that his father wished him to return was a welcome surprise. He quickly sobered up and went to meet with his uncle, who was holding an audience with Spall. Spall told Durin and Nine all that he had seen across the Ironfold. Nine pondered the best course of action and ultimately settled on direct confrontation. Nine believed this the best opportunity for the young prince to cut his teeth in military strategy and bid Durin to perform reconnaissance before the assault. Eager to prove himself, Durin agreed and set out to determine how best the dwarves could repel the Easterlings' assault. After identifying the best attack points and whether or not Skald's Drop could be destroyed to stop the flow of refugees, Durin returned to Jarnfast to learn of a lone Easterling who had arrived and demanded an audience with the Lord of the Iron Hills. After Durin left, Nine sent scouts to investigate a missing weapons caravan bound from Hammerstead. The caravan had been waylaid and the caches stolen by Easterlings, who then used the weapons to attack Hammerstead. During the ensuing battle, one Easterling going by the name of Tuhâl surrendered himself to the dwarves, claiming he was forced to fight for the Easterlings under penalty of death for himself and his family. The dwarves of Hammerstead repelled the attack and sent Tuhâl to face judgment from the Lord of the Iron Hills. Tuhâl told Nine all that had transpired since Sauron's downfall. Easterlings had indeed been fleeing the east, and while some, like the Jangovar clan, sought villainy, most wanted freedom from the shackles they were once under. Tuhâl begged Nine not to collapse Skald's Drop, and though the Dwarf Lord did not fully trust the Easterling, he saw the truth in his eyes. Nine gave Tuhâl leave to infiltrate Utterby and free any innocents before his forces reclaimed the city. Tuhâl returned to Utterby with the intention of undermining the Jangovar's efforts and freeing his people. Tuhâl worked tirelessly to gain the trust of the Jangovar leaders while simultaneously sabotaging their defenses and secretly aiding his people. In the dead of night, Tuhâl spirited his wife and child from Utterby before meeting with the Jangovar leaders. As they discussed their plans, 9 arrived with the full force of the Iron Hills. Together, they defeated the Jangovar, and, thanks to Tuhâl's efforts, swiftly reclaimed the town. With the Jangovar threat dealt with, Durin sought Authi Gemcutter to prepare for their journey home, but could not find him. Authi had been cornered by Kiel, who desperately sought help. Kiel had found a secret door in his father's home, and when he managed to open it, discovered a dreadful room containing a blackened leather-bound tome bearing Sauron's sigil. Authi quickly summoned 9 and Durin to see this frightening discovery. 9, furious that such an obviously evil relic lay in his hold, demanded Durin and Authi take it from Xhorhas. Authi agreed to take it to Gandalf, who would know what to do with it. And with matters settled, the Longbeards gathered their belongings and finally began their journey home to the Lonely Mountain. On the border of the Dalelands, Authi and Durin came upon a large band of Xhorhas Dwarves. Bota's Frostblood, who led them, claimed to have been waiting for leave from King Thorin to cross his realm to their homeland of the Grey Mountains, but their messenger had not returned and he was quickly losing patience. Durin's attempt to calm and stay the Xhorhas failed, and the dwarves pushed into the Dalelands without permission. Durin hoped not to spill any dwarf blood and chose instead to follow the Xhorhas while ordering Authi to hurry back to Erebor to tell the king what had transpired. Authi did as he was told, and Prince Durin made his way towards the Grey Mountains, and to his destiny.